All right, Shalom. This is Har1 by Yasha Allah of the GMS Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Harikai Kodash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is a continuation of the book of Nahum, chapter 3. What Nahum was prophesying around the time of 660 BC. Before the fall of Nineveh in 612 BC. He was prophesying the downfall of Nineveh. But today, America's in that same position and seat of Nineveh. All right? And same seat of Babylon, of Persia and the Medes, of Egypt, right? And Sodom and Gomorrah. So now the Lord, when he speaks of these, when we look back and read the scriptures of how the Most High judged, Yahweh judged all these kingdoms and these ages and these nations, the same way he's going to judge America. This vast kingdom that's been operating, for all this time, man. And on top of that, Esau's kingdom that's been operating. To see that in power for so long, just like when the Israelites were in Egypt, that was a vast kingdom, and you'd think it was going forever. Like that was going to be the backdrop or theme of our life forever. But the Most High changed the backdrop, the theme, the background, the settings. All right. And the same way he renews the face of the earth, but the spirit is always the same. Spirit gets sent down in different bodies and different ages. All right. And different kingdoms get established upon the earth from different minds and different imaginations that get put in place under the same damn idols. Idolatry. So which is still here today in this cesspool, which we call America. So it says, this is Nahum 3:1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. All right, I broke that down in the last lesson. The prey departeth not, meaning the prey is still continually being destroyed here. All right. The children of Israel. All right, being destroyed and killed in the streets. Till this day, blood sacrifices, policies changing, oppression, shoot on sight, because the so-called black, this war on black, what they did to the Native American Indians and the northern tribes. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword. Fuck, man. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. There's going to be a lot of dead bodies out here in America when this shit get destroyed to repay all the death and bloodshed that America has given to the children of Israel. All right. So the Most High gonna have a mass slaughter here. So this is Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. All right. So the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, 2/3 of our people, and also these heathens. All right. So verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. So the multitude of the idolatry and the sacrifices that they're doing here, killing people and blood sacrifices and shit. So the Lord gonna shed blood from them. All right. The mistress of witchcrafts. So it's the mistress of witchcrafts. That's why it's called the daughter of Babylon. that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. So they sold families, man. They still selling families through their witchcraft. Through what? Social security numbers on their bond market, selling you on the bond market today for sweat equity, getting those elite bankers rich and the Jesuits, fake Jews over there rich by taxation. But before that, it was slavery, what you call Wall Street. It was established through slavery, right? The slave trade. And America still has its hand in the slave trade around the world today. All right? So, you know, they sell of nations, man, through their whoredoms. You know? Now, verse 5, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's why you have places like Saudi Arabia talking about dumping the dollar. All these nations are dumping the currency of America, which is going to take away all the power of America. And they're exposing America for their sanctions and their ill dealings and fraud. All right. Fraudulent contracts, fraudulent policies and deals and treaties. Like Russia just broke out of the treaty because America broke out of it first. America broke out of the treaty with Iran and China and Turkey and Venezuela. So they all looking at America, and America is becoming a gazing stock. And they seeing America for the nakedness and the shame that it should be in. All right. And now they're all in agreement for America to circle the drain, meaning to pull the plug on America. And that's all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. Verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. So he set America up to be looked at. All the nations are looking at America as a gazing stock right now. And the abominable filth that is in. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee. And they see America on the news, on the YouTubes, RT America, showing them killing Jake, you know. So all these nations are fleeing from America, and they're making deals amongst themselves and with Russia and China. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All the nations that's spoken of is Ezekiel 38, except for China. All right. So they all gonna flee from America, as spoken of in Revelations, but they're fleeing from America now. But ultimately, when the missiles hit America, they're gonna mourn and be like, "Dang, that vast kingdom that's been ruling for this long period of time, reigning over the earth as a king, you know, is done." And people can't imagine that. They can't fathom it. They always say the president gonna fix it. All right, that's called Stockholm Syndrome. Verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee and say, Nineveh is laid waste, meaning little Nineveh has been made waste. And it was wasting away, and it's going to be destroyed once the missiles hit. The Most High going to have these nations shoot missiles on America. It says, who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Meaning, where on earth are you going to be able to find comforters for America? Meaning, America's made, isolated. No nations are going to have America's back. All right. They're all going to be in agreement for America to fall. This is Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. So this is a command that the Most High going to put in the minds of these nations, like Russia and Putin and all them. All the nations that have ICBM missiles and missile technology, and S-300 technology, and all this advanced technology that they're showcasing, and missiles and things like that. They said that bend the bow, that have silos that they can shoot out of, or that shoot out of submarines and planes. It says shoot at her. So all these nations are going to shoot their missiles at America. All right, they're going to spare no arrows. They build up all these missiles, stockpiling them just to throw their bid in to America. All right, that's going to be your denuclearization. For she have sinned against Yahweh. Shoot against her round about. She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her. As she have done, do unto her. All right. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. So, verse 15 says, shout against her round about. So all these nations are shouting against America round about, the same way they shouted against Babylon in 539 BC. All the nations agreed with Cyrus the Great, and they put their bid in with Cyrus and said, arise and devour much flesh, according to the book of Daniel chapter 7. And, they told them, so they all agreed, just like they all in agreement with Putin, the guard today, which represents the Medes, right, today. That's going to invade America, as Darius, the Mede, did in 539 BC. All right, in June of 539 BC. And ultimately in October of 539 BC when they went into Babylon. And that's how they're going to be in America when Russia invades and destroys America. All right, this is Revelation 17 and 15. And it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, right? Just like Babylon was called a tree that had multiple birds and fowls in its branches, because they took in a lot of nations under their power. All right, it took over a lot of different areas, just like Esau did, just like America did. All right. So it's over many. It's what you call a melting pot. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, right? So the Most High is using these elites to bring that wrath down and to strip America of all its riches, all right? And devaluing the currency, increasing the currency, boom and bust system, which is ultimately putting hell on the people in this place, the civilians, and the banks. So the elite bankers, they want to destroy America. They want to move to a new form of currency. All right, they don't even care about America. They just worry about the currency, and they're going to ultimately add in with the burning of America with fire. All right, just like the Rothschilds always had a hand in all the wars, man. They're going to have a hand in this one, and they try to sit back and bet or gamble or make a new system up and create a new currency every time. All right, verse 17, for Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. So when these nations, seeing that these nations hate America, they truly have no power. It's really the Most High that put his will into their minds, like robots, to do his will and to bring about the destruction of America. So this is going to happen, man. His word is faithful and true. For Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. The heart, where hearts mean lab, which means your mind, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest, so they all gave their power into America. you know, they all added in their riches. So you had NATO, you had the European Union. They all came together and exalted America. But now they're stripping of those riches. They already stripped America. They already robbed America, basically. Verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, meaning reigneth over the earth as king. That's America. So America is being set up. It's been set on a pedestal, ultimately to be a gazing stock for the nations, for the world, for the Most High to show his judgment on this place, as he raised up Pharaoh to show his judgment. All right, this is Revelation 18:5. For her sins have reached unto heaven. So America's sins have piled up unto the heavens, man. Beyond the firmament, if you want to measure it. You know what I mean? It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double, man. So Esau is ultimately going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. All right, we went in slavery for about almost 500 some years, close to 500 years. So Esau is going to be in slavery for double, for 1,000 years. All right, and the destruction that they in the bloodshed that they did for us, the Lord going to do double upon this place and upon their people. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. You know, it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. So we resting in this truth, being patient, and we not repaying the recompense ourselves. We waiting on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because he said ultimately the vengeance is his. So we not gonna be out here doing those suicide bombing and blowing shit up. Our job is to burn the people up with his word by teaching and prophesying. And the Lord made his people chaff and wood, and his word fire in their mouth. It says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us. And that's Israel, because we're going into the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. When Yahushua shall be, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, all right, Adon, which would be the Lord, Ha'adon, Yahushua, shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. So the angels are going to be revealed with Yahushua when he returns. All right. So it's going to be all these angels in chariots, and Yahushua going to be with them. It says, in flaming fire, wow, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power. You know, and keep going. When he shall come to be glorified in his saints. The saints are the children of Israel, and out of them the ones that believe. And to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day. So, you know, in their testimony that we're reading of today in the scriptures, we believe it now. And when Yahushua shows up, if you believe, and when he's here, and you've shown your works, through your works you've shown your belief, man, it's going to be a glorious moment and a feeling inside, man. And for the wicked, it's going to be the opposite. All right, so verse 7, Revelation 18:7. How much she have glorified herself, for America has glorified itself, and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, right? Sitting as a king or a queen over the earth, or a whore. That's what the word queen means, a whore. And am no widow, and shall see no sorrow, meaning she good. It's like, I'm good. I got somebody taking care of me. I got they got the Illuminati, they got their backing, they got their contracts, their lies, their deception, they're in power. So they think they're good. They're riches, funny money. It says, I am no widow and shall see no sorrow. All right. Just like the land of Egypt thought it was safe through its riches. But look at it. Egypt was destroyed, man. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai who judgeth her, man. So the Most High gonna bring all these nations together to destroy America. And with mourning, and so mourning from death and famine, the dollar collapse and food shortages, man. Death, that's twofold. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, all these nations, it says what? They shall bewail her. That's it. But they're not going to be able to help. They're not going to protect or take care of America. And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. When they see all these mass people get killed over here in America. All right. And they see the riches of this place in America finally off the earth. Standing far off, it's going to be a lake of fire. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right, so in 1 hour is the judgment going to come to this place. A great city, man. Babylon, America. All right. So this is John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos speaking about a future event, a future Babylon. Now it says, for in 1 hour is going to be destroyed. All right. And it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. That's already happening. America GDP is horrible. They have no exports really, man. The only thing they're exporting is the dollar. And that's about to end. It's ending now. All these people are not buying it no more. They're ready to send them back home. Which is going to cause hyperinflation. All right. They already devalued the dollar, debased it. So the price is going up on the shelf. So they all gonna mourn over America. It says, neither shall Arabian pitch tent there. So there's not gonna be any more businesses here. All right. So Arabian just means a porch dweller. People traveling, setting up markets. All right. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all Diane wood and all manner of vessels and ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour. And the brother did a lesson a while back and showed the distribution of frankincense and how it used to be worth more than gold back in ancient times, and even today in India, they use it for everything, so and America has major shipments of it coming to this place. It says, and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. It's crazy, man. America was built on slavery, souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee. Everything, the American dream has departed, put it like that. And thou shalt find them no more at all. So, all you people got your hope set in this place and faith in America and God you trust and your dollar you trust and that system and your president, your job and your school. And, in your house in this place, man, all of that, you're not going to find it anymore. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. All these proxy nations, all these smaller nations, South Korea, Israel, whatever, all these different nations, they're going to be wailing for America. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city, just like Egypt, just like Assyria, just like Nineveh, just like Babylon, just like Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, Alexandria, Macedonia, and also Syria with the Greeks, and Rome, and even the Byzantine Empire. All these things fell, man. Just like America's gonna fall. The only kingdom that's prophesied to be forever is Yahushua's kingdom, righteous kingdom upon this earth. The only one that's going to deliver us. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And if you look up ancient Egypt, in history is written that the Hebrews, the children of Israel, when we came out of Egypt, they wanted to go back. And it's written in the scriptures. And also when they got destroyed by Nineveh, right, by Ashurbanipal in 663 BC, all the Israelites wanted to go back again. They were like, what the hell happened? Damn vast kingdoms, great city, great kingdom, Egypt. What happened? Right? And it says, what was that? For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. Verse 17. Verse 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, the lake of fire, surrounded by waters, and in the middle of it is going to be a lake of fire, saying, what city is like unto this great city? They cast dust on their heads, meaning lamenting and shame, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. So that can't be the Vatican, because the Vatican doesn't have any sea around it. It has canals. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. So that's why we say, thus saith Yahweh, because he's the one that's going to avenge us, the true avenger, that's going to avenge us on this place, man, on Esau and on America, giving double unto this place, giving command to the angels to do so. And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea. I had the missiles, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be, all your imaginations, all your craftiness, anything you come up with, all your devices, none of that's going to exist in this place no more. All right. And you think about it, what tool would they have on the earth from that point to deceive the people? It says, shall be found any more in thee, whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. Wow. And the voice of the bridegroom, people getting married. That's why scriptures say, as in the times and days of Noah, people are going to be getting married and given in marriage. All right. And they show them pictures at night of the cities lit up at nighttime, that was talking about the candles. So all the everything gonna be done is gonna be burned up. The voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth, man. It's deep, man. So it's deep. So America, the source, the hand of the damn devil, man. All right. The Most High used the spiritual demon Satan to control Esau on the left-hand side. And they came up with America, the EU, NATO, and America. And through America, all the nations were deceived and fell into the mindset of the devil. All right, this is Revelations 16 and 15. And it says, behold, I come as a thief. All right, that's Yahushua coming unexpectedly. Blessed is he that watcheth. And we watching, if you're in this truth, you're watching the prophecies, watching yourself, you know, watching your step in this world. All right, watching for Yahushua's return. And keepeth his garments, right? Keeping yourself righteous in his truth to the best of your ability. And keeping the laws and keeping the faith. Lest he walk naked and they see his shame, right? The world to see his shame and the angels when they show up. And you'll be ashamed with America. You'll receive of the wicked's reward, all right, and being ashamed. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. See, all right, the Most High is conjuring all these nations to come to a place called Armageddon, which was the mountain of troops. All right. So ultimately, it says what in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which the Hebrew word is Armageddon, where it says mountain of truth. Over there in the east, where it's called the Valley of Kidron, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat. The Most High going to judge their armies, and he going to judge America as well. Verse 17, the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven. Wow, the temple out there, from the throne, saying, it is done. And there was voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city was divided into three parts. So America going to be divided and destroyed. Hey, all right. And the cities of the nations fell. Man. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh. So basically all the cities are going to fall in America. They're going to fall individually, dealing with the dollar collapse, dealing with the famine and the civil wars, and the war is going to break out. And ultimately, the Lord going to remember America. He going to give it his judgment and burn this place. It says, and the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh, and to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. So all these islands are going to be drowned out. Hawaii, you know, all these places, man, gonna be drowned out when the missiles hit, you know, what you call tsunamis. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, right? It's called nuclear fallout, or the missiles just flying down. And every stone about the weight of a talent, right? That's talking about the missiles. And men blaspheme Yahweh because of the plague of hail. So when the missiles flying, they're going to be like, God, oh no, you know, cussing and screaming, all kind of stuff. How could you do this? They're going to realize that they're the wicked. For the plague thereof was exceeding great, man. It's going to be a great destruction. Masterful. You know, when you think about it, man, you know, why would we want to see this place destroyed? Do we just want to see shit destroyed? No. We want to see, a lot of us still feel that in our spirit, the slavery that they put on our people, the oppression, you know, and we sigh and cry for all the abominations done in the midst thereof. And we believe that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua exists, and that he's a righteous judge, and he will lift us up. And in lifting us up, he got to bring this place down. And we want the Father's will to be done. And his will is for him to raise up New Jerusalem, and there would be a righteous kingdom upon this earth. So this wicked place has to fall. It has to be destroyed. All right. And that's why we say that. So this is Isaiah 14:9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. All right. So when America about to bring the hammer down, and Lucifer, which is Illuminati, coming down in great wrath, hell gonna come up to meet him. All right. The Lord gonna bring hell upon him, man. Beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee. Now this dead is talking about the nations. All right. What you call terrorists? All right. Terrain terrorists, the earth attacking you. That's what they call it. So the Lord is raising up these nations against America. All right. It stirreth up the dead for thee. All right. All the chief ones of the earth. So that's the dead. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? America's going to become a third world country. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So America has been exalted, and it's going to be fallen. It's going to sit in the dust. All right, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So America is the virgin daughter of Babylon. It says, sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, of the witches, the Magi's, Babylon. For thou shall no more be called tender and delicate. All right, and I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go into Isaiah 47 later with the next part of this lesson. So with that, I'm gonna say, Kahalayim Le'Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah, and double honor to the elder apostles of GMS. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm gonna end this part of the lesson and say Shalom.